Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I like to talk about how to make money online. One of the ways I talk about a lot is Kindle Direct Publishing and publishing low to medium content books online. I would say, what is that? It's like journals, workbooks, lined notebooks. There's a lot of different things that you can publish, but I talk about that a lot and other ways to make money or to reuse the stuff that you already have created that is unique to you. So what I like to do is really give you a lot of tools. I'm a big believer in that this is a business and you can make money for you, but you really have to know it's business, right? So you have to learn how the skills and the how-tos to make a great product that people really want to buy. So one of the things I've done in this series, if you haven't seen this series, go check it out. I will put a link in right up there, and this playlist is going through niches, and then it's going to talk about here's some good niches, but the really important part, the part I want you guys to pay attention to, is the process I go to look at niches, and I look and see what is professional, what can I do to make my books better, what can I do to make my books stand out. So that's some of the things I want to show you the process of here. I want you to learn this and create awesome products that really fit the marketplace that will sell. So that's what I want to teach you in this. So this one, we're going to be talking about vision planners. I had a lot of people asking about planners and vision planners specifically. I do make vision planners. They sell. I do tend to date mine. So mine do tend to sell in the November, December, January, February time frame. That's because I have mine dated. That's one way to differentiate yourself, is to put a date, but we're going to talk about other ways that you can do things that maybe are will differentiate you in the market but aren't necessarily dated. But that's how I do a lot of mine. I focus on a specific market and a date. And I know that isn't necessarily evergreen, but I do get a nice pop of sales, and they kind of build upon each other because everybody's buying them at the same time. So I kind of like that burst and that kind of organic churn. All right, so let's talk about vision planners. So I have a bunch of tabs already up because I did the research, and I want to show you that. When I actually did this yesterday, I pulled these all up to film for today, the results were a little different, but that's okay. I did tab my favorites so we can look through things. You do know that like every time you refresh a page, a lot of times it'll, it changes because Amazon changes hourly. BSRs, best sellers rank, BSRs change hourly. All right, so I have vision planner and I just typed it in. I was looking to see, that's a really kind of broad term. And what you end up getting is, this is kind of probably a vision planner, book planner, get clear vision on what you want. You can see it's pretty high, but like I said, vision planners do tend to do well more in the November, December, January timeframe, because visions and setting goals, that's a lot tends to be a January thing, but it can go year round, but it does sell a whole lot better in that time of year. And you can see a lot of these are spiral bound. People like spiral bound. But that's not what you can do with Kindle Direct Publishing. You can do perfect bound books, which are just the books with the glued in binding. Let's see. See, these are all spiral. And most of them aren't necessarily vision planners. They're more like daily planners and things like that. And we can go to the next page. What was interesting is, okay, here's one. And it's for 2021, but you can see it has a high BSR, and that kind of makes sense because this time of year. Here's something interesting to note. Note that it's a higher price point. This might have color pages, and that's something to think of too. Yes, either might have a higher number of pages, has 115, and it's higher priced, so maybe it has color in the interior. But that's something you can maybe do to differentiate yourself. You could create a planner that's in color, that has colored pages, but you sell it at a much higher price point because color pages are more expensive. Most of us tend to do things in the black and white, but that does not mean you can't be successful. There are going to be less people working in the colored space, working with colored interiors, and so maybe that's a way you can shine and define yourself. So going down, I didn't find those. I know when I went with this one, I didn't find a lot. We can look at the next page, but I really didn't find a lot with Vision Planner. I think it was just, it didn't have the right keywords. So Vision Planner is a good one to have, but doesn't necessarily get you what you were looking for. A lot of this Vision Planner just didn't work, but it's kind of interesting to note and see what kind of comes up. Notice people who like this sort of thing, like color and stickers and different things like that. So, you know, this particular keyword is it's not kind of a bust for what we're looking for, but that's okay. That's where you start. Okay, so then I thought, okay, how about vision board book? That's probably going to get me closer to what I'm looking for. So when I did that, yes, I did get kind of closer to what I was looking for. Here's an interesting one. I came across a few of these. They're 2021 vision board clip art. You can see that they do okay. And this is interesting because this, yet again, like I said, it's using color. And most people tend not to do color. So what this is it'll, I'll open one for you. I have one already bookmarked that's going to come over here. But it's different pictures, and it's all colored pictures and things that people might envision. You know, they have, vision boards have certain categories like love, wealth, relationships, money, power, family, all these different things. And what these boards have done is taken different clip arts. And if you do something like this in color, do make sure you get the rights. Don't just pull stuff off Pixabay. Don't pull stuff free off of Google. Make sure you have the rights to use these. There are a lot of places that do sell clip art for cheap for commercial use. Or if you get a subscription or something like that, that is perfectly fine. But make sure you have the rights to use the things you are using. And they just have a bunch of clip art and different words. Like this one you can kind of see a little better. The idea is, you probably have to zoom in for yours, but it's different pictures, and it says words like success, relax, self-care, and it uses color and different fonts and things like that of words that people want to manifest. And what they do is they clip these out and then put them on their vision board. So this is a way that you can focus on the vision board niche, but in a much different way. In the sense of you're using color and you're doing something different, and maybe it takes a little bit more time to make these, montage, that's not the right word, but these different types of clip arts and putting them together and using fonts. But this would take probably a little more effort to research and find the words, find the type of fonts, find the type of pictures that people in this area are looking for. And then this one, so this is kind of that taking a statement, a bold statement, and putting it out there. Now, something to note on this has been published over 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, a little less than that. It has 100 pages. It's pretty simple. These types of things worked a while ago, in the sense of if you could just put a blank cover out there and it attracts people. It's a little harder to do that. There are definitely places where a simple cover and a bold statement, it could be funny, it could be sarcastic, it could be all sorts of things, can still capture the market, but those are harder to do. But it is as simple as coming up with a great interior and coming up with a cover that resonates with people. So this might not be what you would call a great design, but this obviously talks to people. And it's been out there long enough. It has reviews, see 210 reviews. It's been out there long enough and has enough reviews, and it's an established product that Amazon continually shows it to people, and people continually buy it because there is social proof at this point in time that this is a product that they might like. This is one where if you go in and read all these customer reviews and ratings and seeing why they got 5 stars or what all these 1 or 2 stars are about, why did they get those things, what can you make that is better? Even if you're just researching this niche, looking at those reviews are a really great way to do it. Let's go to that and I will look at the reviews. Huge ripoff, disappointment, not impressed. This person liked that it was just a journal. They thought it was a format they would buy again. So you can see that it's kind of like some people thought they were going to get something. And other people really bought it for the cover. So they bought it because they wanted this bold statement and they were happy with the blank lined interiors. Other people felt a little ripped off. So maybe there is a market out there for some bold statement, not necessarily this statement, but some bold statement where you create a great interior that people actually like. So that is something you can do. Find one like this. And I know it's hard in an established market to try and get yours seen or heard, but if you create a quality interior that basically this person's upset, this person's upset, person down here is upset, where were they? Right here. Then you can, capture that person who is interested in that sort of market. So I was going through and I was thinking, okay, besides vision planner, what is vision about? Some people think of vision planner as like self-love or me journal or things like that. You've got to think a little bit broader on your topics, and so you can expand. There's manifestation. This one I came up with was SelfLove Planner, and I started to look and see what's in the SelfLove Planner. You can see the keyword niche is like 49, which is still, yet again, this is still something you could do. What about doing a self-love planner for 2022 and you put it out in the September-October timeframe? Or what about a self-love planner that follows the academic schedule, and you look at, yes, I know it would be a yearly thing you would put out, but if you can get enough people behind a brand, then you can, they will continue to buy your planner. So you could do self-love planner for students, right? This is what I'm talking about when you want to focus down on a niche. You can't just put self-love planner. You can't just put vision board journal. That isn't going to get you the results you desire. You have to focus in on a particular audience. So a lot of times I start looking at the words and then different words and how can I focus down. So a self-love planner for students, and you follow the academic year, and maybe you talk about positive self-talk during their classes so that they do better. Because it is, if you feel confident in a subject, you are going to do better on a test. Even when you've studied and you've prepared, you are calmer and you're able to go to a test with a clear mind and be able to take it better. But if you're nervous, upset, or you don't feel prepared, you've studied and you're just not feeling prepared, you're stressed, and so you're unable to think clearly, and it's negative self-talk, right? You talk down to yourself, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this test. And even while you're doing the test, you're upset, and so it just goes downhill, and your mind focuses on all the negative things instead of all the great things you've learned that it wants to put on the paper. So maybe a positive self-talk for students to help raise grades. Because it's true, if you feel more confident, you are going to do better in school just because you have a clear, confident mind. You're not panicked. Panic brain is a hard thing. I've been a student for a very long time. I'm taking 4 courses right now, and I understand the importance of being prepared and being calm instead of nervous while taking a test. So there is something to that. You can do a little research, maybe find some facts and thoughts on Google and put those in there, but that is a way to stand out from the crowd. There's so many things you can do than just a basic vision planner. You can do something that is different, that speaks to people, that has that same idea of making the dreams come true or making school easier or that sort of thing. All right, so let's go down. Sorry, got on a talk. But look at this. I love this. Self-Love Workbook for Women. Look how pretty this is. I know this is advertised and it's not actually, I think this is one from a publisher, and this is a doctor or somebody with a lot of degrees or things like that. But the point is it speaks to me. Like if I was to look at this as a thumbnail, like a very tiny thumbnail, I can see that. It's bright, it's bold, it talks to me. Here's another one, the magic of manifesting. Look at this. If I was into magic or something, a spiritual experience, this speaks to me because of the colors, the style. There's something about that speaks to me, and you can see it's bold. Here's another one, Love Yourself, very big and bold, okay? 100 empowering affirmations to celebrate you. Okay, here's an idea. How about something like this, and you do it in color? Yes, color costs more, but look at this one. It is selling for $12.99. You can do yours $12.99, $13.99. A race to the bottom. If someone's willing to spend $12.99, they're willing to spend $13.99. If it's a good product, it's $1 to them. They're more interested in that quality, that good product. I bet you could come up with something that's color and have 100 affirmations, and it's I would probably buy it for $14.99 if it was a well done book, because that's what I would pay for a gift in a bookstore. Something $14.99 is kind of a typical small coffee table type gift book. So that would be something I'm not always willing to pay for a book for myself for that, but as a gift to somebody who I know really wants to have positive thoughts, positive affirmations, I would be willing to spend that. So you've got to think of your customer and what it's for when you're creating these books. And that is something you can do. You can charge a higher price point if it is gift quality. And I want to stress the word quality. Quality means maybe doing it in color, adding flourishes, that sort of thing. Okay, so let's go down. Let's see what else. Here's one, self-care workbook for Black women. So see how they have focused it down. They have, it's very nice and bold. And yes, for Black women, it would be very tiny on a thumbnail, but look at the picture. The picture kind of gives me that African American kind of that vibe, right? I get that feeling. That's what it invokes within me, those thoughts and those ideas. So that is something you can do to make a quality planner. Self-care workbook, very big, very bold, looks good on a thumbnail, but then the colors, the palettes tell me it's probably for a Black woman, because I can kind of see that. Okay, so let's look down. I thought this one was very pretty. It's at $350. This is another I Love Myself affirmation journal. See all these keywords you can start looking for. Black women, self-care planner, manifestation, mood tracker, and more. So their interior apparently has quite a few things in there. It's got mood trackers, it's got some manifestation. So what you want to do is look at the ones that are doing well and see the things you need to include in your book, whatever you're focusing on, to make it work. Okay, let's see. Peace, love, and tacos. This one doesn't have but this is also, look, it's a 2021 planner. Sometimes they throw some random things in here. Amazon. That doesn't really fit our search. Let's see. Oh, I like this. Kindness, peace, equality, love, inclusion, hope, diversity. It's got a high BSR, but the color catches my eye. The wording is probably very small on a thumbnail, but it still catches my eye. Okay. Let's see. This is nice. It's very calming, reassuring. When I look at this, I feel tranquility. So you want, when you're creating your covers, you want to create a mood. If I want to love myself, if I want to find peace, if I want, inner peace, all those things, you have to invoke either a bold, statement, or speak to someone's inner peace. And that's what this says to me. It says inner peace. And it says, banish self-doubt, learn to love yourself. This also looks like somebody who is a doctor or some qualifications. I'm not sure what LCSW is. So that's probably why they're selling well. But you've got to think of those sorts of things of why something can do well. This person has some credibility, and so that's probably one of the reasons they're doing well. But also the cover talks to me, and if it speaks to me of what I want to do and what I want to create within myself, the product, I might be interested in the product. Okie dokie, let's go, because I wanted to talk about a few other things. So Law of Attraction Planner was another one that I wanted to show you. In my search, I found this set of books, and they were doing well, and she has a series. And what I wanted to show you with this is it's a Law of Attraction Planner. She's doing it for $15.55, but it has 250 pages, right? She is differentiating herself from everyone else. She is creating a larger book that is only a 3-month planner. Now, if someone likes your 3-month planner, they're going to come back for it over and over again. This is a fantastic way to stand out in the market, because so what she's done, let me show you. I'm going to go to her author page, which I think is great. Hers has a very spiritual, I have to click the other button. There we go. All right, so here's her store. And what I want to show you is she has actually a few of these in different colors. And so let's say you really liked this, this vibe, this 3-month manifestation journal, and it's kind of got the astrological vibe. Then she had like 3 or 4 of these. If you go through her thing, she's got a few of these. And so you could buy one with different covers. You could buy the same one over and over again if it's a 3-month planner and you want to buy 4 of them and reuse, you know, for the entire year. But you could also decide to buy in different colors, but it's the same journal in different colors. And that's something that people might really be interested in. The other thing I really liked is, look, on her author page, she has done videos, she has linked a bunch of pictures to her website and things like that. So that is something that you can do that's different. You can create your brand, and she's creating a brand where it's a 3-month journal that people want to buy every 3 months. So that's great repeat business for you. And she has really nice, these are extra pictures on her website, right? Through the Author Central, you can create your Author Central account, and you can create this author page, and you can have it linked to your blog or have upload photos. You can do things like that. So these are updated photos that she has put up herself. And I really like that because it is the idea of creating that brand, creating something someone will come back to. And she's really done this well. Look, she's got Manifestation Mindset Workbook and Planner. So she's got a workbook, and then she's got planners, and they're in different kind of very similar theme, similar vibe type coloring. You can tell this is kind of all of the pastel palettes. Okay, so I want to go on. Let's see. Okay, so the next one I typed in is I was thinking, how can I be more specific? Vision board book for men. So I was trying to see if there was anything here that really said vision board book for men for me. And I didn't really see anything, so I'm not sure if this is another, I didn't get any more men, vision board men type books. I'm not sure if, it wouldn't seem to me that it would be just a man thing or just a female thing. It would be male as well. And maybe maybe there's demand, but there's no books out there. They're really, most of the books tend to look like they're focused on women and how they look. But maybe there isn't. So here's another one I wanted to show you about vision board artwork and quotes. And this is the next book we're going to go to. Not this particular book, but this vision board clips. So I wanted you just to get a good look inside of what that sort of thing is. And we were talking about that earlier in the video, that you can look. And so they tells you how to use them, right? And then what it has is you cut the page out, and these are in color, and then on the back side would be blank, and it's different things. Like this is manifestations of money, right? Here's one of savings, money, some more on money, success, happy couples, and then that's the end. So that just kind of shows you. But that shows you what this sort of book could be, and it's definitely something different. We talked about that earlier. The last thing I want to show you guys real quick, I don't want to make this too long. I wanted to show you different thoughts in Publisher Rocket, and I just wanted to give you some of these competition type numbers. So vision board, it does, like I said, that was not the best. We looked through that and so you want to drill down, right? You can't just use vision board. You have to have a niche and a sub niche, not just vision board, not just vision board planner. You have to have like vision board planner for women 2021, vision board planner for students. You need to niche down, and I can't tell you what that would be. You need to go through and do the research. But what I wanted to show you is how I start and go about this process and what I look at. That's the whole point of all these videos. It's to give you those skills, okay? I want to teach you skills because skills are what is going to make you better. And a lot of people want to do this, but they don't know how. This is how, and it takes time to get better. It takes practice to get better, but that is why I'm doing these videos, to show you how I start thinking and looking and just kind of coming up with ideas. Once you start, it gets easier. The first few times this won't be easy, but that's okay. You can do this. I know you can. All right, so vision yourself, right? We're talking about vision boards. Envision that you can do it. So look, vision board clip art, we were talking about that one. That has a competitive score of 33, which is great because 33 means it is low competition. 1, 0, low competition, 100 is high competition. And it says it makes about $509 a month. I would disagree with some of those BSRs. This thing in Publisher Rocket I kind of ignore because, I mean, it gives me an idea, but it doesn't necessarily tell the real story. So I just look more at the competition. I look at, how many competitors. I look at the number of searches per month, that sort of thing. So this doesn't have a huge amount of searches per month, though I think it ends up getting more people purchasing it because they find it off of other keywords. But if you can start to rank and do well for this keyword, then Amazon is going to show you different groups. All right, so vision board magazines, that's not really a vision board notebook. Maybe, but it doesn't really, it looks like it doesn't get a whole bunch of searches. Vision board workbook. We saw quite a few of those selling, and so maybe a lot of people don't type the word vision board workbook in, but it doesn't have a very high competitive score, so that's something. Vision board art quotes, that was something we were looking at as far as those clip arts and things like that. Vision board clip art 2021. See, a lot of these are some really kind of low competition different things, and that's because this is done in color. These clip art and various things are done in color, so you have to sell at a higher price point because color is more expensive, but that is one way to stand out. I'm not saying go out and do this, but I'm saying that's an idea. How can you use color to maybe stand out from your competition? And where are those opportunities for serving the market with a color product? So you've really got to, expand your horizons and think differently in many ways. All right, so let's look at the self-love. Self-love, this one is apparently, as far as Publisher Rocket is concerned, it's a very lucrative market, but it's got a lot of different categories. So you've got self-love books for women. That doesn't have a hugely competitive, it's pretty competitive, but it's not terrible. Self-love books, self-love for men, self-love journal, that's got a high one. I could see probably why, but it is very popular. There's a lot of searches. There's a decent amount of competition, but there are a lot of people searching. So don't be afraid to take on a market like this as long as you focus in on something. Self-love journal for who? Self-love journal for students. Self-love journal for, right? Let's take and add for a certain audience to the end. Self-love workbook for women, self-love activity book. That's something kind of different. Apparently it has quite a few searches per month, so that is definitely something to consider. Okay, self-love for Black women, self-love for teen girls, self-love books by Black authors, self-love books for kids, self-love books for men. See, there's all these for something, and those are great ideas. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you. Law of Attraction Planner. Law of Attraction Planner 2021. It doesn't have much of a competitive score. Also, the searches per month, right? It's not going to be much at this point in time. That is just this time of year. That's not when people are looking for it. It's more of a beginning of the year thing. But that means this is something you can create for the Q4 season. This is a fantastic type product that does really well at the end and beginning of the year. So this is definitely something you could start creating now and get out into the marketplace and position yourself well to do well in Q4. It's never too early to start publishing in Q4. Q4 is the last 4 months of the year, in case you're wondering. And vision board for men. So obviously, this wasn't it's not a great quote, I guess. I'm not sure if it's just because there's not a lot of people who are looking for this sort of thing or not. Let me go up. So vision board for men. See, it's got a low competitive score. It's got low searches. So I guess maybe vision board for men, they're not really into that. But this was an interesting idea, a vision board for a wedding. What about clip art for vision boards for wedding, right? You could definitely, a bride would definitely maybe want to do something like that. You can make it, here's an idea. You can make it for like a fun engagement party, activity for girls. Like girls go out when a girl gets engaged and they do fun things. So it could be something like that. You could target that sort of market. It's just an idea. Anyway, all right. So I hope these ideas were really helpful for you, and I hope that you can see that research isn't about just looking at a category and finding a keyword. It's about looking at the category and seeing the places you can fit in the market and do something different. Do something that maybe is starting to trend that there isn't a lot of competition for, or just to do something that you think a little bit outside the box, and then you try and focus on something smaller so that it can become bigger and bigger. And that's kind of what I do, and that's what does well organically. It also does really well when you're trying to advertise it, because you're trying to advertise it to a certain market. And you've got to really dig in and look at what people are doing well. Like, what's doing well in this one is I think people like pink. This is kind of a pink focus thing, which is great. But I still think this could look better. Like this 2021 is fine. I can read that, but this is really tiny, and they used kind of just pictures on a thing. This could be so much better, so much prettier, yet it still does well. So you could create something like this so much better if you really put time and effort and thought into it. All right, I hope this is helpful. Please check out this playlist. I'm going to add more in the next few days and over the next few weeks. Please let me know in the comments if there's a niche that you're interested in and you want me to dig down in and talk about and look at the, maybe holes in the market I see, or something like that. All right, thanks so much for being here. Please like or subscribe to my channel. I will be seeing you in the next video.